Hi guys, welcome to another one leg on the car seat random chatter video. I didn't feel like filming today, and one thing about me is if I don't feel like filming and there's not really anything to talk about, I'm gonna spend the day with my dog and do stuff around the house because it's the weekend. But now I do have something that I want to talk about, and I've been getting a lot of comments over on my Johnny video. I'll link that down below in case you guys are like, who's Johnny and why do we care about Johnny? Go check that video out if you haven't seen it already. But I was thinking about Johnny's role in the entire Colleen Ballinger story that has been unfolding for a couple of months now. Specifically, I was thinking about like alternate endings. Did you guys ever, when you were, young or whatever, I remember there were these books that you used to be able to read and it would have an alternate ending. Do they still make those? I kind of feel like I'm talking about something that is not well known and might sound like stupid, but there were these books where you could pick the ending that you wanted to read, I guess. And obviously you could read all of the endings, but either way, that was a thing for a long time, and it still might be. But I used to read those books, and I was kind of thinking today, like, what could the alternate ending have been with the Johnny situation? There's a lot of different ways that this story could have unfolded, but I'll tell you guys kind of what I think the best case scenario would have been. Johnny, instead of making himself having to be the main character and the one who got the most attention, the most clicks, the most sympathy, the most subscribers off of this situation, what he could have done is he could have come out and still made videos and talked about his unhealthy work dynamic with Corey and Colleen. And he could have also talked about Joshua David Evans. Because obviously Josh is still part of the story, and like I said, I don't agree with everything that he did. However, I have even more of a strong stance now than I did before. And I always thought that Josh was treated unfairly. I didn't think that he, Colleen's fandom made it so that he could not move on with his life. Literally, he could not move on with his life. He had to leave the internet and was still being bothered even though he left the internet. Nobody deserves to, if they are not making harmful content, nobody should leave the internet. He should have been able to continue making content just as Colleen did. Colleen went on to explain her pregnancies, her, she has explored her own mental health. She has exploited and used content. She has made content full of body checking and very unhealthy things for young people to be consuming. But either way, I'm getting off on a tangent. So Johnny could have come out with his videos and still received a ton of attention. But he could have been honest about what he had been doing himself, taken accountability for what he had done, and he could have still shared how being involved in the fandom negatively impacted him. And he could have been really transparent about the lessons that he learned from being so heavily involved with, Colleen's fandom. And he could have been an ally. He could have been an ally to confirm some of the things that Adam and Becky and Oliver were saying. He could have been an ally for them. But instead, he wanted to make himself the biggest victim, and he did it by lying. And you guys already know how I feel about liars, but if you're able to lie about abuse or being completely mistreated, that's a dangerous kind of liar. That's not someone lying about something minuscule that's like, okay, well, should they have lied? No, but is it that big of a deal? Also, no. If you're literally able to insert yourself into a story and create trauma and abuse, and you've either done the same thing, you're being a hypocrite, or you're not being forthcoming with the evidence that needs to be shown to confirm all of these claims, that's a dangerous kind of liar. And I think that's what Johnny is. Even if Johnny would have come out with his videos and shared his experience and taken accountability for the things that he did that were wrong, his videos would have still performed well, because obviously when this all boils down, it comes down to him wanting the clicks and the views that Adam was getting, and that's my opinion. His videos would have still done fine. But instead of coming out on the other side of this as a known liar and somebody who embellished stories of abuse, he could have come out on the other side as an ally and someone who has exhibited proper accountability, and it would have all been fine. He could have gone on and continued to make content. But now he is going to be blacklisted from YouTube. Nobody is going to ever believe another word that he says, because Johnny is the boy that cried wolf. In this scenario, and you guys, some of you might have heard this before, but I've said, I grew up on the story of a boy that cried wolf. Like, my dad taught me from the youngest age, you don't lie. Because then when you need people to really believe you, people are going to think that you're lying. And so maybe because that was a story that I grew up on, it's a heavy part of kind of my adult mind thinking of how I move about life. You know, Johnny is the boy that cried wolf, and I don't think that anybody is going to put a whole lot of faith into anything that he has to say. Now, he did come out with a statement against Swoop. I'm going to make a separate video on that because I don't have the statement in front of me, and I don't want to try to guess or, you know, run my memory as to what he said. I actually want to read his statement for what it is, because he made it, and that's in all fairness to read it for exactly what it is. But I don't know, I just, I've had a lot running through my mind today with this whole situation. I don't think any of us expected it to end this badly. Even those of us that were kind of on the fence, I didn't really realize the complexity of some of the things that he was saying. Since I make commentary, I see a lot of the same behaviors from a lot of the people that I talk about. And I don't understand why it's so hard. Like, people are so thirsty for the clicks and the views and the money that social media can bring. And that's all good and well, but you can do all of those things without lying, without being a bully, without being, hopefully without being a hypocrite. I know some of us are hypocritical. Like, I've been a hypocrite in the past as well, and I'll own that all day long. But as far as being a nasty hypocrite and doing it over and over again, don't lie, don't scam your fans. These are pretty easy things to go by. Are they not? I don't know. Maybe my expectations are just on a different planet, and that's okay too. But I see a lot of the same things with the people that I cover. Constantly lying, misleading, scamming, being a jerk, being a bigot, any of the above. But I don't know. I want to know how you guys feel about the alternate ending of the Johnny story. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I somewhere in between? I don't know. I think that he could have walked out of this being an ally, but instead he wanted to be a leech. So anyway, I will have his statement video coming very soon, and then we'll kind of move out of this Colleen stuff, at least until the Josh interview drops, which that Josh interview is going to be absolutely wild. I threw up on my Instagram stories last night because I was just sitting there thinking about it. That is going to be the interview that breaks the internet. Absolutely. Because we've kind of heard from him before in a roundabout way, but to actually hear exactly how he felt from the shoes of a victim who resided and was married to Colleen Ballinger is going to be absolutely wild.
The world does want to hear Mr. Evans. The world wants to hear all of them.
So, here you go, Johnny. Alrighty, Josh interview, take one.
My name is Joshua David Evans. I'm 39.
Joshua, we have a lot to talk about. Obviously, there are allegations that have been levied against you, and we're going to get into those, but you have also alleged that you are a victim as well, a victim of abuse, and that's something that I and my team take very seriously.
So I went from the boyfriend to the fiance to the husband to now I started to feel almost like a character, like I was replaceable. She loved the attention, she loved the status, but do I think she truly loves her fans? I never really felt like she did. I think she just loved, and no one was there. Nobody was there. And then I went upstairs and she was sitting on our bed playing her ukulele. As I was leaving, but I looked at her and I said, when you're effing Eric in our bed, I want you to think of me. I've lost everything. I lost my career. I lost everything that I built.
Johnny has accused you of some very serious allegations. He has accused you of grooming him. Do you agree with that characterization of you?
Was wrecked.
And I can't wait till it comes out. I hope that Josh sues the pants off Johnny. I don't think he will, but I hope that he does sue Johnny, and I hope that it's an example. I hope that it's an example for other people who want to be the main character, and they're willing to lie to be the main character and fool everyone. But that's enough babbling for today. I have other errands to run, and I will see you guys soon. So for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.